until till now we generate this package, we upload in our IntelliJ. We created this payment request, which is a DTO, which we studied in the morning. What is DTO? What is the next step then? The next step was to create the user, right? Right? Okay. Are you there?
Yes, sir.
So for we have to create a user entity. What is because we are creating the data, we have to create the databases. So we are creating the classes which will be converted into table. For that we have entity annotation. Okay. And what is the meaning of @table? We already discussed earlier. Why we require @table? Why we require @table?
So that we can give the table name
Yes. And
other than the class name.
right. And ID is to mark the primary key. Generated value is used to generate the ID's primary key with the auto increment, and columns, we can define our columns. Unique is equal to true to prevent duplicate. So we require these fields: long ID, string username, string password, string role, and default role is user. Okay, default role is user. We have to create a constructor for username and password, then getter and setters for all fields. So here if you see, this is your @entity, this is the table name we are defining above the class user. Is this clear? You already know these things.
Yes, sir.
Then @ID and generate value you are applying on long ID. This also you know well, to generate a primary key. Then private string username. And here in this column, we are applying this rule that unique is equal to true. It means two users cannot have the same name. Okay. If you want that no two users can have the same name, so in the column you have to apply this rule, that is unique is equal to true. Is this clear? Is that clear?
Yes, sir.
Then we have password. So it is written by crypt hash. So by default, maybe it will be stored in this form, by crypt hash, which is the type of cryptography. Okay, it means convert the password into some other form in some decrypted form. Okay. And role by default is user, which we are giving here. Okay. So we are generating two constructors, one with username and password and one without username and password. And we are using getters and setters in every field. Is this clear?
Yes, sir.
So this is one rule they are saying that you need to create, although we in the document it is mentioned that username password is required, but they are saying that create one constructor empty because Hibernate requires it. And now you have to copy paste in the IntelliJ. Okay. Is this clear to you?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
And why we are creating this is clear to you? Why we are creating this empty constructor is clear?
So can you repeat?
It is written there that sometimes you have to apply this type of constructor because Hibernate requires a constructor which should not take any argument. Because what happens that sometimes Hibernate need to directly assess the function. Okay, so if the Hibernate directly required to assess the function, then it requires a constructor like this. Because if you don't put this, then you have to then Hibernate cannot directly assess the functions. So first we need to create the constructor by providing the username and password. Okay, then we can use the functions. Is this clear? Is it clear?
Yes, sir.
Because sometimes you need to directly assess the suppose I need to directly assess this. So for this I need to create a constructor to first object is created. Once the object is created, then you can assess the functions. So in order to create the object, you have to provide username and password. But sometimes we don't require this. Sometimes we want to directly assess the data. Rather than creating the constructor, we want to directly assess the data. So we need such kind of constructors also. Is this clear? So that we can directly assess the object. Because once the objects are created, so they don't require any argument to be created. Okay. And you directly assess the functions of the object. Is this clear? Is that clear? Is it clear to you? Now it is clear? Yes or no? Are you getting my voice? Now it is clear? Is it clear now?
Hello.
Hello, hello.
Yes, sir.
And
Hello.
when you try to store the password, it will be encrypted by this algorithm. Okay. We are saying by default, this algorithm is applied to encrypt your password. Okay. Is this clear?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir, clear.
So where you have to add this in the model. In the model, you have to create user.java. Okay. Have you copy pasted the code? Have you copy pasted the code?
Wait, sir. Yes, sir.
So whatever the role is, by default, the role will be user here. Okay. In the morning, we discuss security. So we discuss the types of user, whether the user is admin or a normal user. So by default, you are saying that this user is role is user only. Okay. Till now, okay.
Yes, sir.
So we created users. Now we are creating a like a DFT. You also need to create a DFD, okay, in your project. So we are creating this application for a user, and user has a relationship with user has a relationship with shopping cart. Okay, one user have how many shopping carts? One user has how many shopping carts? Many. Okay, is this clear?
Yes, sir.
One users can have
Yes, sir.
many shopping carts. So the next table that we need to create is the shopping cart. Is this clear?
Yes, sir.
One shopping cart belongs to one user. One card can have many items. So one to many relationship. One card have many items. And cascade we discuss. Cascade and fetch we discussed earlier, no? We discussed cascade and fetch in our previous session.
Yes, sir.
So what fields are required in the shopping cart? ID, username, local date, created at, list cart items. Okay. It means this shopping cart will have cart items. Is this clear? The shopping cart has cart items. So we have to define the relationship here. When we define the cart items, we have to define one to many relationship. Okay. Is this clear?
Yes, sir.
Then we have to add a business logic here. add item that links the item to the cart. Okay, in the cart you require to add the items and add items. Get total, which is you use this formula that sums price multiplied by quantity and for all the items and give you the total. Okay, so here we require, if you remember, we done map. Okay, for this part
Yes, sir.
we use the lambda functions. Okay, where each items, here we pick up the items, do some calculation on them, and the last we do the total of them. Is this clear? This, if you remember, we done this. Pick every item,
Yes, sir.
do the multiplication that is required here, price multiplied by quantity, and at the last we do the sum. We call a sum function. So we will again see this here. And what type of relationship is there? One to many. Is this clear? The relationship between the cart items and shopping cart is one to many. Is this clear? Okay.
Yes, sir.
And once you define this one to many relationship, inside this one to many relationship, you have to define what is cascade, what is fetch. Is this clear? Inside this one to many annotation, you need to define your cascade, your fetch. Okay. And mapped by.
Okay, sir.
And mapped by is also required. So can you create this? Will you able to create this cart? You will create a class shopping cart. You will write @entity. Okay. And once this cart items are defined, you define what type of relationship it is, one to many, and what are the attributes of one to many. Then you have to define those attributes. Okay. Then there are other fields that we need to define. Local date is, there is a function which we have seen that calculates the local date automatically. Then add item, you have to use list for this. Is this clear? Data structure that we will use is list, if you remember. Yes or no?
Yes, sir.
And for get total method, we use the arrow function, and then we use these types of things where output of one depended upon the input of other. Streams. Okay, streams, we discussed streams. No? We use streams where output of one depended upon the other, and from the streams we get the items. So there are items, item 1, item 2, item 3, not cart 1. These are the carts. Is this clear?
Yes, sir.
Now see this. Class shopping cart, entity, table name, ID, @ID, generate value, username we have seen. These are the columns names that we are giving. Local date will be calculated automatically from the system with the help of this predefined function. And here that I told you, when you define the shopping cart items, you define the relationship above. Is this clear? In the relationship, the attributes are mapped by cart, cascade, fetch. Is this clear?
Yes, sir.
Then okay, then we discuss add item. If you want to add the item, you have to give the item. So you need to create a list type of data structure for this. So cart item is list here. Cart item is item dot set. Cart item we need to define somewhere else. Here it is not defined. Cart item can be okay. This we need to define somewhere. Okay, we need to create this cart item first. Then we will use it. Okay.
Okay, sir.
So we will create a separate class for this cart item. Okay. We need to create a separate cart for class for this. And in this class cart item, you have getters and setters. So this is a setter to set the item. Okay. To set the item. Set the cart. It means to which cart it belongs to. Okay. To which cart it belongs to. Item dot set cart. To add the items, you use dot add. Okay.
Okay, sir.
Then this we already discussed. This function we have already discussed. I think this is the same code that we have done. Nothing changed in it. Okay. This will be the same code. So where we need to put this code, we are creating the tables. So this will be under the model. Okay, this clear?
Yes,
Is it
sir.
the model? So we are revising the concepts also. We will see new concepts also later, which is security and integrating with the React. Here, when I copy paste, I will get one error because one class I haven't created yet. And that is related to items. Okay, is this clear? Why we are getting the error? Earlier also we get the error when we were doing this because we need to create this cart item. Okay, we need to create this class cart item. Once we create it, the error will be gone. Okay. Inside the cart item, we have to define this function set cart, get price, get quantity. Okay. Is it clear?
Yes, sir.
So user has a cart is one to okay 1 to 1. One user have only one shopping cart. Shopping cart has many items. So this relationship is one to many. Each user have one shopping cart, and shopping cart can have many items. Is this clear?
Yes, sir.
So next is okay. Here we are creating the cart. Here we are creating the cart item. Many items can belongs to one cart. So relationship is many to one. Okay. Cart ID column is the foreign key. Is this clear? Cart ID is the foreign key.
Yes, sir.
So for the foreign key, we use the join column. For the foreign key, we will create the join column. And this is the mapping. So these are the fields that are required. And this is the constructor that is required. So these are the columns: ID, item name, price, quantity. And this is important here, shopping cart. Okay. So the relationship is many to one. Many items can have one shopping cart, and they both are joined by cart ID. Okay. These are getters and setters. So here, this we also need to create inside our models. So we have to define the relationship, like here the relationship is required now between the cart item and shopping cart. So we'll put the annotation here. Okay, is this clear?
Yes, sir.
and now the errors will be gone because we provided the required class. Then you need to create the repositories. One is user repository, one is card repository, then we have card item repository. Is this clear? Because we created separate classes. No? There is a separate class for user, there is a separate class for card, and there is a separate class for items. So we for those three classes we will create three repositories. Is this clear? Is this clear?
Yes, sir.
So what
Yes,
this
sir.
what this user repository will do?
So it will connect to the user.
Like here, if you want to find by user, if you want to, let's start from user. Okay. If you want to know whether this particular user exists or not, okay, then we are using find by username. Okay. Why the name is find by username? Because this username will be converted into this username. Is this clear? This username will be converted into this username, and find by we apply as a concatenation. Is this clear? Is this clear?
Yes, sir.
What it means that if the name was user like this, so this name will be find by user. Is this clear? If the name is user, this will be find by user. Okay.
Yes, sir.
User repository we are creating to find the users, whether the particular user exists or not. Card repository, if this is used to find the card of the user. How many cards this user is having. Okay. Is this clear? How many cards this user is having. So for this, there is function find by username, which will give you the list of the shopping carts belonging to the user. Okay. Okay. It means one user can have more than one shopping cart. Is that clear to you?
Yes, sir.
And then we have cart item repository. What we are doing here? Cart item rows are managed through the cart cascade. When you save a shopping cart, its items save automatically. This repository needs no custom methods. Cart item. Okay. Cart item, when you save a shopping cart. Okay. Cascade type is all. Is this clear to you?
Yes, sir.
So here we are not defining any method here, right? So here they are saying that cart item rows are managed through the cart cascade when you save a shopping cart. Okay. Shopping cart itself will save the items. So there is no custom method required. Is this clear? Is this clear?
Yes, sir.
So items will be saved automatically when their parent cart is saved. This line is important, okay? Items save automatically when their parent cart is saved. Is this clear?
Yes, sir.
And how for the parent we say cascade type dot all. So how you know that the parent of this uh, cart item is shopping cart? How you will come to know? How you come to know? Because we define the relationships, if you remember, right? Is it
Yes,
clear?
sir.
We define the relationships now when we are creating the classes. We are defining the relationships also. Is this clear to you? Automatically it knows that the parent of this is shopping cart. Okay. Because in the shopping cart, in the cart items, we are defining the relationship. Okay. From that, it will come to know that cascade type dot all means the parent is shopping cart. Is this clear to you?
Yes, sir.
So, where you have to define these three things, model is done now. We are done with the model. Is this clear?
Yes, sir. Clear.
Now we have to, these three are not belonging to models. These three are belonging to repositories. Okay. So we have to create a separate package whose name will be repository. Is this clear?
Yes, sir.
And we have to define these three repositories here, and we have to copy paste the codes in those repositories. The first one is the user repository. Then we have cart repository. After this, we have cart item repository. Now we'll copy paste the code. Okay. So what we did, we created cart item, shopping cart, user request, and we are creating these three repositories of them. Okay. We created these three models, and for these three models, these are the three repositories. Is this clear to you?
Yes, sir.
And why we don't create the repository of payment request? Because this is our DTO. Okay. This is not an entity. This is a DTO. Okay.
Okay, sir.
For DTO, we don't create any repository because DTO is used to transfer the data within the system. Okay. Its role is only to transfer the data within the system. Okay.
Yes, sir.
So similarly, I have shared some projects with you. Okay. You choose your project. Everyone should choose the project its own. Okay. Don't work in team. Okay. Create a full project. Okay. So first create a package model. Inside the model, you will define your DTO and the tables that are required. Is that clear? Is this clear? Yes,
Yes,
sir.
sir.
And then after defining the tables, you then decide the fields and decide the relationships between the tables, like one to one, one to many. Is this clear? Is it clear?
Yes, sir.
If you define a relationship one to many here, then you have to define a relationship many to one here also. Okay, if it is one to many here, then it will be vice versa here, many to one. Is this clear?
Yes, sir. Clear.
Okay, so I will. Your relationship will be we have two relationships, one to many, many to one. Okay. If this is one to many, this will be many to one. Is that clear to you? Is that clear?
Yes, sir, clear.
And then once you define the relationships, you first need to decide what tables will be there and what DTOs will be required for those tables. Is this clear? Suppose you are creating a library management system or hospital management system, you need to decide what tables are required and what DTOs are required. Is this clear? The task is clear?
Yes, sir.
So this is related to your project task. Okay. In the models, you need to decide tables. Then what you need to decide? The relationship between the tables. Relationship is also required between the tables. Then there are some methods that may be required also. We require the methods also. Then you have to decide the DTOs, what DTOs will do. This is for the model. And then you create your repository. Okay. How you create the repository? Repository for each table. Is this clear to you?
Yes, sir.
So this is your task that you need to do. Okay, you take any project of your choice, and today your task is to do this part. And apart from this, there are daily tasks also that I provided to you. Okay, like today is your day 7, so you have to complete till day 7. Okay, all the tasks. It is a day wise task. Is this clear? Is that clear? You have to complete day 1 to 7 tasks, right?
Okay, sir.
After that repository part, then we have service. Okay, so you start doing this part. This stage 3 we will cover tomorrow morning. Okay, all you want to cover today. Stage 3 and 4 we already covered in our previous code. So it will remain same. Okay. This will remain same. Whatever we did in previous codes. But we will revise those concepts. Okay. We will revise those concepts.
Okay, sir.
So till now, I think you have today lot of tasks to be done. Okay, this is the related to project task that you need to do. Then there are daily tasks 1 to 7. Okay, so what you do? We have still few minutes left here. You just go to the project and see what kind of projects are available. Okay, and see what kind of project suits you. Is this clear?
Okay, sir.